You are listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair on RLM Radio.
The girl of your dreams has got to be in some bar.
Sorry, boys and girls, but this is X-rated. So if you're under 18...
Get out, goddammit!
Get the point? Good.
And now?
Bend over.
Y'all ready for this?
I can't wait anymore.
I like to watch.
Whatever you desire. I know you'll like it. Do it.
We do it all night long.
And now, your host, Grammy.
Okay, maybe not all night long, because I am kind of getting a little bit on the older side. Or maybe that's mature, kind of like a fine wine. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. It is a Freaker Friday evening, and wow, I do have my volumes blasting tonight. That's okay, because it's a Good Friday evening, and it's also a Freaker Friday evening, and this is Grammy's Rocket Chair, and what the hell, you're supposed to be blasting, right? Right. And yeah, had a little bit of headbanging going on there. Peace sells. Yeah. Well, it doesn't sell. 'Cause, yeah. Sorry, Megadeth. Although I really do enjoy that song, but war sells a whole hell of a lot better. At least to the tards that be, the leeches that be. You know, them bloodsuckers out there that seem to think they like to sap all of those life source out of us. Yeah, dirty bastards anyway. In Douchebag Central, D.C. Yes, Chloe, I am on XYZ. Okay, let's see. Let me say hi to everybody out there in Freaky Friday land. All you wonderful freaks. I love you all. You know I do. I see Walt is over here on Fakey Book. Hey, Walt, I was chit-chatting with him a little bit earlier and said, hey, hon, if you haven't got anything better to do, you might want to listen in and, you know, if nothing else, you can laugh at a crazy old lady. Okay, I didn't say exactly that, but I did warn him. I did warn him. Okay, let's see who else is over here. The lovely Mary B is over here. Hey there, woman. How you doing? How's things down under? I know you're multiple places, and you know the world is a much better place now that we have multiple Mary B's all over the place. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Also, over on that Twitter land, I have another stalker. I really, really do. I did read those lyrics, Grimmy. Hun. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I played it this evening, because it was playing on my CD player when I was driving home this evening. And yes, I had to set my cruise control, because if I get a jamming song like that going on my CD player, I get speeding tickets. So I set the cruise, and then I jammed all the way home, all 9 miles. I know, I have such a far commute, but it's through the middle of boonies, and oh my God, you can tell they're picking up the Milo and getting rid of it, and there is nothing quite as aromatic as wet Milo. I just got to tell you, it's like, oh Lord, these people that think driving by a feedlot smells bad, no, you hang out where the wet Milo is, woohoo, man, that'll clear your sinuses right up. Yes, sirree. Okay, Twitterville. Yeah, I was saying I had an extra stalker, which is okay. I'll chase them off here in a little bit. I'm sure I will. I have a tendency I have not broken the 350 mark yet. So, that's okay. I'm thinking I'm turning corners really good. So, it's all good. Okay, over on this effing site, that Freedom's Network, where Grimmy and Bo Diddy pretty much run the show over there. And then there's all kind of people that come in and add all kinds of wonderful information. Great place for sharing cool things. Thank you, Grimmy. Grimmy shared me over there. Thank you very much, darling. I also see Estrella is over here, as well as yours truly, and the lovely Mary B. Again, see, told you, she's everywhere. She's everywhere. Okay, she's not in the corner pocket, though. I do know that. But Sock Puppet is over here, and so is Kozu. And Kozu, honey, you shot the duck. Shame on you. You're supposed to hug a duck. Hug a duck. I wasn't fast enough. I got a couple of them earlier today, but then I got busy because, well, you know, I was at that 4-letter word place, work. Oops. Hate when that happens, but got to pay the bills. Okay, let's see. So Sock and Kozu and Moosey's over here. And River Rat pinged out. And I think JJ's was on just before me. And hey, JJ's, how you doing over there in Scotland? I didn't get to listen in because, like I said, I was kind of busy today. And it wasn't until like the last 15 minutes I saw you were on, and I thought, oh, no, I got shut down stuff to do. I want to get the hell out of Dodge. So I did. So maybe I'll get to listen to you this weekend if I'm not out mowing or something. I know you guys are going to be sick of hearing about me mowing. I know my neighbors are. I am the mowing lady, don't you know? That's what they call me out here in the boonies. Okay, and finally, to get over to that place where you need to be, if you wish to give me static, give me shit, because I will respond. Trust me. Over here in the RLM chat, right up top, my missionary man. Hey there, Asmo. How you doing? I also see Barman, who is the most splendiferous bot in the whole wide world. And looky there, Grimner, who is the god of RLM. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And the lovely Moose Girl is right behind him. And you know what? Grimmy and Moose will be on later on this evening for the Freakers Ball, so be sure to stick around because there'll be a replay of something going on between me and them. Or maybe JJ's will stay up late and play something. I don't know. But I know I will be munching on some grundage in between time because I don't ever have time to eat supper before it's time for me to get up here and giddy up go. Let's see. The lovely Kate is here. Moose, I'm not going to say I'm not dropping an F-bomb yet. Circolo! I see Circolo is here. I haven't even gotten there yet. And I'm still, Circolo! Hi, sweetie. I'm so glad you stayed up late. Okay, the lovely Kate down in the great state of Texas is here, as well as the lovely Beth Z from way up over yonder in the northeast part of this continent kind of area. Yeah, this landmass. Burnt Waffles is here. Burnt Waffles. I hate burnt waffles. Well, okay, I take that back. I don't mind burnt waffles, so long as I have butter. Real butter. Butter. Chalcedony is in the house. Hey there, Chalcedony. Haven't seen you chitty chat for a while. Circolo. See, I made it to Circolo. There's Circolo. Yay. She's my bestest sister from another mother. And looky there, double dosing of Chloe going on in the chat. We're going to have fun tonight, aren't we, with a double dosing of Chloe? And Dakota is in the house, as well as Frumpy. You know what? I'm Frumpy tonight, too. I got home from work, and, okay, Sock, go ahead and do your little drooly thing. I had to take my tight jeans off, and I had to put my jammy pants on. I'm jammy pantsing while I'm broadcasting. Yeah, because I'm at home. So I'm Frumpy too. I'm here. Hey, I'm following Frumpy. See, that too. Frumpy is taking the lead in the Frumpy category, and I'm just following his example. Okay, I also see IB Don C is here, as well as JJ's. Hi, JJ's. Are you awake, or are you just laying in bed, just logged in and listening in? Because if you're doing that, I don't want to know what you're doing, hun. You're a crazy man. Juana Taco is here. Hey there, Juana Taco. You know what? I had a breakfast burrito this morning, and I said something about it in the chat, and I don't know why, but Sock Puppet, I think, went and grabbed a gas mask. I'm not sure why. I also see Rob Works is here. Hey, Rob, where's that bubbler? Honey, it's bubbler time, don't you know? Puff, puff, pass. And trust number 1 is here. You know, you need to go back to Darth Rome so I can go, because that's so much fun. I also see, hi, Sock, woohoo, to you too, hun. Let's see, where was I? Woody! Hi, Woody. How you doing? Are you pissed? How come you're pissed, sweetheart? Set those puppies free. Well, you know, sometimes you just plain got to do that, Sock. You got to get all comfortable. I get all pent up. And then I'm not going to say release the hounds because that really sounds gross. Oh, wait, I just said that, didn't I? Oh, well, since you said so, where am I at? Oh, I'm here. Woody. Phantom 2 even, the new and improved version. Hey, did you hear, Phantom? I played your little blurb. Did you hear it? I like your little blurb thingy. I truly do appreciate that. I also see BTC Bob is here. Just an echo. Yoo-hoo. I see you, Woody. Dimma is in the house. We gonna dimma the switches? Huh? Java Doctor 2 is here. Sweetheart, hon, you still have not sent me any pictures of your lovely little Lily. I'm going to really start pouting. And you don't want to go there. Seriously. Jehovah 1 is here. He's probably going to smite somebody or smote somebody. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not me because I got 2 hours of this I got to do. I also see kazoo, although I really do prefer saying kazoo because those are fun little musical instruments. Call me crazy. The lovely Miri B is over here. Hey there, the lovely Miri B. She is my Wiccan sister. I love Miri B. She shared some really awesome tunage the other day, and I've now decided that I'm going to add that first song in that list to my island music list, Miri B. Thank you ever so much for sharing that so that I could enjoy it. Nelson Dubois is in the house. That's that fun name to say. It gets the whole facial muscles going, don't you know? Which is partly why I don't do video. I also see North Force is here. How you doing, North Force? As well as Pond Sauce. Oh, yeah, there's that mental image again. Moving along. Hi, Rain. How you doing, sweetheart? I just love Rain. She's such a sweet thing. Not in a weird way, Socks. A quick getting all pervy thinking, because I know how you are. And speaking of Sock, there's Sock Puppet, as well as Stats Bob. Sock, are you going to be pervy? You better not be pervy. You be nice, young man. You young whippersnapper, you. Let's see. Stats Bob is in the house, as well as Tip Bob. Look at all the Bobs in the house. Well, only 2. Nope, 3. 3 Bobs. I know what they are. I also see Billy _ and to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Walt Ryder. Hey there, Walt Ryder. How you doing? I hope you're doing absolutely splendiferous. Oh, I don't want to know about that, Woody. That's just really weird. You're crazy. Crazy. Okay, let me see. I got a couple of things I have just got to get off my chest. Okay, a couple articles got to get to. How about I put it that way? That sounds a little bit better, don't it? Well, maybe not. Depends on your mind bent. And I know there's quite a few of you in here that are bent, which is why I love you. Okay, over here. Oh, hi, Catherine. I see you. Over here on, okay, I got to do this because Catherine commented on something here. What's that? Oh. That is true, Grimmy. Grimmy just reminded everybody in the chat that, as Graham says, pond sauce sounds like that sauce that you buy at a pawn shop, only used once. Ew. That's, wow. I hope to God that's nothing like that video that Circles shared earlier today of that stuff from Sweden. I don't even know how to say the name. It's like Surstormen or some, it looked nasty from watching that video, and I laughed so hard that the guys at work went, oh my God, what is she laughing at? So I made them watch too, and they had tears, just like I did. So, what is that sock? Lulz Security, commonly abbreviated of Lulz Sec, was a black hat computer hacking group that claimed responsibility for several high-profile attacks. Okay, excuse me, but I've never heard of them. I live out here in the boonies, don't you know? So, okay, I had to readjust. Okay, seeing as how this popped up over here on Fakey Book, I just have to read it because I saw it first thing in the morning and I thought, yeah, that is true. You cannot create in the experience of another because you cannot think their thoughts. What you can do for them is set the example of joy. Set an example. You guys got to realize you're always setting an example. Even if it's not the Alphabet Soup Brigade, you know, the NSA, CIA, FBI, whomever the hell. If it's not them watching, which, you know, if they're watching, hi guys, how you doing? But everybody sees what you're doing and you know, they either learn something positive from it or learn something negative from it. So, oh, that's where pawn sauce comes from. Thank you, Sock. I didn't know that. See, learn something new every day. By gosh and by golly. That's why I keep you around, hon, 'cause you're so informative. And you're kind of cute, too. Okay, I've never seen you, but, you know, whatever. I thought I'd say that anyway. In any case, back to this. What you can do is set an example of joy. Become a being who thinks only of that which you are wanting, who speaks only of that which you are wanting, and who does only that which you are wanting, and therefore brings forth only joyful emotion. So see, if you think happy thoughts, if you do happy things, you will, well, I'll move along. But I think that's, you know, it's all, it starts with your mind. You have to start in the mind because, you know, the idea is where it starts and then the action comes into play. So, you know, if you think you're happy and if you think happy thoughts, odds are you will be a happy individual. Now, I know yesterday I was not necessarily the happiest camper in the world, but had some not so fun news on the family front, but life goes on. Okay, what I wanted to get to this evening. One of those lovely little things from the Douchebag Central. This is from Gateway Pundit. Lois Lerner, once judged to seal her testimony in targeting case, fears death threats if her testimony is made public. Now, the first thing that ran through my wee little brain when I read that headline, I have no idea what's in this article, but I saw that headline and I went, what are you afraid of? If the truth is that scary, that you're afraid people are going to start sending death threats or you feel as though your life would be in danger, wow, honey, why were you even doing that in the first place? See, that's where we go back to that whole behaving in a joyful manner. I'm thinking that she knew what she was doing was wrong. And how can you be joyful if you know what you're doing is wrong and causing undue harm to others, and that it will make others wish to do harm to you? You know, sweetheart, it needs to all be out in the open. If you can't talk about it out in the open, you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Just saying. Okay, so the former IRS senior executive Lois Lerner wants her testimony in the upcoming class action case to remain sealed. Tough patooties, toots. The former Obama or Dangleberry or Obammy, however you wish to pronounce that, the former Dangleberry official is accused of targeting hundreds of groups due to their conservative beliefs. This was reported by the Washington Times. The former IRS senior executive Lois G. Lerner told a federal court this week that she faces the possibility of death threats. Possibility. You know, there's possibilities of all kind of things, hon. You should not be able to get a reprieve just because it might maybe almost kind of sort of could possibly happen. Yeah, that's if her role in the tax agency's Tea Party targeting becomes public. Shouldn't have done it if you thought it would have those kind of repercussions, sweetie. And she asked the judge to forever seal her upcoming deposition in a class action lawsuit brought by hundreds of groups that were targeted. If it is a class action lawsuit, sweetheart, tough patooties. Mr. Lerner and Holly Paws, another figure from the IRS Tea Party targeting, told the judge that they've already faced harassment and death threats, and said that they fear another media firestorm if their version of events from the Tea Party targeting were to become public. Well, once again, I have to say, and you know, I wonder if that's a Freudian slip, because it says Mr. Lerner and it's Ms. Lerner. Looking at her picture, I wonder what she identifies as. Should I use the pronoun she's? Oopsie. Did I just do a special snowflake faux pas? I'm not sorry. Oh well. The two women said that they were willing to testify, but they could be putting their lives in serious jeopardy. Once again, I say, if it's something that you felt that the repercussions of your actions would cause others to wish to do you bodily harm, then you should not have gone forward with those actions, should you? Oh, I know it's common sense stuff, but these people just obviously, if common sense were gasoline, they would not have enough to run a piss-ants motorcycle around the inside of a Cheerio. Just saying. Oh, they're also concerned that their families are going to be harassed, and there is a credible risk of violence and physical harm. Should have thought of that sooner. Like prior to your bad acts. My dears, sorry. I have very little sympathy for people that are having to deal with the repercussions of their bad acts. I get that from my mother, apparently. Oh, hi, 4Js. I see you over there on Fakeybook. Okay, I got to post this over here on Fakeybook as well, just because. Come on. Sounds like a Trump moment to you? You know what? Trumpelstiltskin is another one of those douchies. I don't like any of them. I think they're all conniving little butt munches, to put it nicely. I mean, how else do you reach? How else do you get into the approval category to even aspire to run for such an office, even if running is not necessarily what happens? You're just put up there and you're performing on a stage. This is like leveling up in reality TV as far as I'm concerned. You don't get to select anybody. The selection's been done. You just get to go and find out how well you color inside the lines or how good you are at punching those little holes in the piece of paper. Don't you leave no Chads hanging, 'cause Chad didn't do nothing to you to make you want to take him out and hang him. So, oh, Walter just left. Bye, Walter. But, yeah, my mother used things to raise me, right? I had a sore backside several times. Let's just put it that way. I was not necessarily a little angel. I know that would surprise you, but it's true. I was not exactly a good little girl. Gosh darn it. I was a kid. Children have a tendency to be obnoxious little trolleys sometimes, don't you know? 'Cause I was one. I know this. I had some. I know this. I have grandchildren now. I really know this. But I love them anyway. So, okay. Oops. Yeah. I thought I spelled it wrong. I didn't. Okay. Got that one posted. Now, let's go to this other one. I don't remember if Grammy shared. Yeah, Grammy shared this one in the RLM just a little bit ago. Back to DC for Walter. Uh-oh. Yeah, I know he's from around there. That's okay. From the Ron Paul Liberty Report. WikiLeaks, the Afghan tunnels the U.S. just bombed, they were built by CIA, hence Al-Qaeda. This was written by Jack Burns, by the way. As the Trumpelstiltskin administration is flexing its military muscle, yeah, what little, it's table muscle, don't you know, because they're living high on the hog while the rest of us are, you know, we're going to declare a war, so you need to send your youngest, your strongest, your brightest, your, well, not necessarily brightest, but you're young and you're strong and you're those with the strong back and a weak mind. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Send them over there. They need to do the fighting and dying for us because one of us got a little butt pucker going on because they would not give us what we wanted at marked down discount prices, you know, like free. We just wanted it, and they should have just given it to us. And so now you have to go over there and die because we're pissed. That's pretty much what it breaks down to. But in any case, as Trumpelstiltskin's administration is flexing its military muscle, that table muscle, having stood up to Syria, well, you know, they stood up because they had to rearrange and undo the belt because, you know, been eating an awful lot lately. And its ally Russia, better watch it. Don't be poking that bear. Don't be poking that bear. And while it's now relishing in the news, it has dropped the nation's largest, most powerful non-nuclear bomb on a cave complex in eastern Afghanistan, which I'm wondering, is that same cave complex that, what's his face? Oh shit, now I can't think of his name. You know that CIA operative, that one that, Osama, that one, yeah. Bin Laden. Is that same cave complex that he was hiding out in? You know, it's apparently over in Afghanistan, it's quite easy to hide a 6'5" gentleman who is on dialysis. Who'd have thought? But apparently it was really easy to hide him over there. Toy. In any case, one critic was quick to point out one little-known fact. WikiLeaks tweeted a simple but true statement concerning the origin of the cave complex the Americans are so proud to have reportedly destroyed. Those tunnels the U.S. is bombing in Afghanistan, yeah, they were built by the CIA. Note they did not hit any of the poppy fields. People are considered collateral damage. Cannot hit those poppy fields, though. So, and here's a lovely little tweet thingy that's going on. The first time Bin Laden, oh hey, I was right. The first time Bin Laden had seen the Tora Bora caves, he had been a young Mujahideen fighter and a recent university graduate with a degree in civil engineering. It had been some 20 years before, during Washington's first Afghan war, the decade-long CIA-financed jihad of the 1980s against the Soviet occupation. Rising to more than 13,000 feet, 35 miles southwest of the provincial capital of Jalalabad, Tora Bora was a fortress of snow-capped peaks, steep valleys, and fortified caves. You know, that almost sounds like something that should be on a travel brochure, doesn't it? It's miles of tunnels, bunkers, and base camps dug deeply into the steep rock walls. It had been part of a CIA-financed complex built for the Mujahideen, but so it's very well enforced, and yes, it would make a nice little place for those of you that are just a little bit on the sensitive to sunlight. You could hang out in the caves during the day and come out at night and pick poppies and... Okay, moving along. Bin Laden had flown in dozens of bulldozers and other pieces of heavy equipment from his father's construction empire, the Saudi bin Laden Group, one of the most prosperous construction companies in Saudi Arabia and throughout the Persian Gulf. According to one frequently told story, bin Laden would drive one of the bulldozers himself across the precipitous, there you go, I did say it, precipitous mountain peaks, constructing defensive tunnels and storage depots. So, obviously, it would make a great home away from home for him, too. When you're 6'5" and on dialysis, you need room to convalesce, don't you know? Linked to the tweet was a New York Times article from 2005, which described a similar cave complex in detail and added a few additional details worth noting. Yes, Tora Bora, as it's known, fortified caves, miles of tunnels, bunkers, and base camps, dug deeply into the steep rock walls. But act now. Also jumping in on the mockery of the Trumpelstiltskin administration is Edward Snowden, who tweeted, "The bomb drop today in the middle of nowhere, Afghanistan, cost 314 million with an M dollars. Job security for someone." And in a follow-up tweet also said the Mujahideen tunnel networks were bombing in Afghanistan. We paid for them. Like I said, job security. You know, when you build something so good that your average run-of-the-mill $250,000 bomb can't take it out, you gotta bring in the big guns. Just to show off, see how well we built it. Now we gotta use this really big toy over here that we built to bust it up. And then, you know what? We're going to go back and build another, 'cause that's the can-do attitude. He too linked his tweet to the New York Times article mentioned above. And apparently the ant farm network of tunnels built by CIA can now be destroyed by the American military in yet another pseudo show of force meant to make the Trumpelstiltskin administration seem tough on Syria, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda. Okay, if you're tough on Syria, I think you guys are geographically challenged, because Syria is a completely different country. Don't you know? Hate to clue you in on that. Well, maybe I don't really hate to clue you in on that, but come on, guys, seriously? I don't know, Woody. Why do I sound like that? I don't know what she sounds like, so maybe I need to check that out. Okay, what's that, JJ's? When the mainstream media is fighting to slander him at every turn and ensure he gets no supporting plaudits reported, the man is going to go down the in the like rankings. Well, you know, it's kind of like this, and I tell people all the time, POTUS is not necessarily a figure of power. People may think it is, but it's not. You know, everybody seems to think that they really, really, really want that job, but why? Why do you want a job where you get a great big bullseye put on you and you have zero privacy? Zero. None. Not a zip, zilch. No privacy whatsoever, because there's always someone peeking over your shoulder. And I tell you what, them National Security Guard people, they got to make some really serious bucks in order, and really got to believe in what they're doing in order to see some of the things that I'm sure they see and not go, are you shitting me? You had how many kids with that? Oh, sorry. You knew I had to go there. You knew I did. I have to. It's moral imperative, don't you know? But I don't like Dangleberry. I don't like anybody that aspires to control everyone. I will put out suggestions till I turn blue in the face, and then I will look like Papa Smurf in drag. Okay, I don't have the beard, but I have the white. Well, it's not white hair anymore either. But in any case, yeah. I'm going to have to, you're going to have to put a link in the chat, Woody, so I can see what she sounds like, because I have no idea who you're talking about. Jane's Addictions. Or Juana's Addictionaries. Okay, whatever. Corner Pocket, what's going on over here? Huh? Oh. Thank you, Sock. Thank you ever so much, hon. I will check that out as soon as I get done. Life hack, you can use throw pillows to get more month. What? Talos, honey, I think you have a short somewhere. Because that makes that makes less sense than I do sometimes. Just saying. I mean, I say some pretty weird ass shit, but wow. Are we related? Oh, well. Moving along. Let me see what's going on over here on Facebook. I got a couple of notifications. Oh, I see my ex-brother-in-law. My ex-brother-in-law. I still talk to him, though. Okay, I'm going to go to some fun stuff, because it is a Freaker Friday, and holy crap, that did not take long at all. What the hey? Why am I going through things so fast? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to go here. I am. This is over on UPI. Apparently, even the pelicans are sick and tired. Yes, sick and tired of drones in the sky. Pelican knocks a drone out of the sky at a Jamaican beach. You creepers, what the hell you doing? Peeking on the nudie sunbathers? High-tech creepers. A man flying his drone on a Jamaican beach said that the device was almost lost for good when it was knocked out of the air by a pelican. Drat. The drone was recording video of 7 Mile Beach in Negril. Is that how you say that? And the footage shows a pelican come into frame, crash head-on into the drone, and apparently it initiated an attack. Well, maybe it didn't like you snooping on its territory. The owner of the device, who had launched it from more than 4 miles away, said luckily the drone had a soft landing in the sand, so he was able to recover his device and the footage. Well, I'm happy for you, hon. Let that be a lesson to you. Young man. Time pillows. What's time pillows? Oh, there was 2 of me? How cool is that? Or maybe not. That's kind of scary thought, really, when you really think about it. It is kind of a scary thought. Okay. Oh, I'm catching up on the chat over here. Carlin said it was a big dick. Okay. No, he is a big... No, I don't want to call him that. That's my favorite part of moving along. Moving along. I think I'll put this over here on this effing site as well. Hi, TD Sanders. I see you, sweetheart. Oh, and over in the shout box over on Freedom's Network, KD Troxel put in there, tax day is Monday, so pay your taxes so POTUS Trumpelstiltskin can pay for past, present, and future war crimes. Yeah. How's that working out for all you Trumpelstiltskin supporters anyway? That almost sounds like, it's a, if you have like circulatory issues in the legs, I need a Trumpelstiltskin supporter, please. It doesn't, wow. Or, I don't think you'd want to wear one of those like in the jock area. Just saying. Because I've seen that little mock-up thingy You know, the naked statue of Trumples. I don't know if it's life size. I don't want to know. Because he's just like, ack. How does he get all these good looking women? Because seriously, ack. Oh well. Let me. I'll do that one just cause. Oh, and I see you do realize today is also, with it being Friday, Freeker Friday, it is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr. So may his noodliness, or yeah, may his holiness touch you with his noodly goodness. Yeah, that's how it is. For all you pastafarians out there, myself included. Really is the only religion that makes sense. I mean, crepes, beer volcanoes, duh, in heaven, duh. Not much of a beer fan myself, but to hell, I'd much rather have a beer volcano than some of the other things out there. Okay, back to Oopie Eye. Oopie. Ah. See, the critters are really being very helpful lately, apparently. Here's a little goat named Speedy, and he helped save his family from a fire. That's such a good little feller. This pet goat provided a lifesaver for an Arkansas family after helping them wake up during a house fire. Vinny, are you listening in, hon? Okay, Grimmy, there are some things that I just flat ass would not do for money, and Trump is one of them. Ew. Actually, there's a lot of things I won't do for money. There a lot of things I won't do for money. As long as I have enough to keep a roof over my head and food in the cupboard and I'm able to feed my critters, I'm good. Really don't need a whole hell of a lot more. Okay, back to this little goat. Vinny, do you know these people? Abigail Bruce, who is 10, had her sleep interrupted when her new pet goat Speedy began hopping on her legs and chest and frantically bleating for her to wake up. Oh, okay. I'm thinking the goat is hopping on its legs, but no, it was hopping on Abigail's legs and chest. Okay, that makes more sense now. I was confused. Something about Arkansas just gets me all befuddled. I was thinking, what's happening? And then I seen all the smoke. Oh, I got to do this with my accent. The girl quickly ran to her parents' room to inform them that she's barely able to breathe due to the smoke that was made its way into the house. Her father, Nick Bruce, got out of bed to discover the family garage had been consumed in flames. Now, I got to tell you that the way they spell bed is B-E-A-D, so I could pronounce it properly. In any case, the fire was already starting to come through the windows, he said. Now, you should have spelled winders right, too. It's winders for y'all. Family managed to jump out of the bedroom window to safety, mostly thanks to Speedy's timely actions. He knew what to do and everything, said Abigail. Her father bought Speedy for the girl as an early birthday present just 2 days before the fire, and their relationship got off to a rocky start, 'cause probably Speedy was thinking, you bent over, you gave me the target. Personally, I did not like it. I didn't think anything to do or didn't want nothing to do with that goat, but after this weekend, I guess it came right on time. Abigail was grateful to her new pet for helping save the family and said the two would share a long-lasting bond. I like that little goat, she said. I think he means a lot right now. Well, not just right now, but forever. How'd I do? Vanny, did I get that Arkansas thing down pretty good? I ain't never been to Arkansas, so I don't know how them there people talk. What? Oh, Thank you, Grim. Okay, well, yeah. Well, when you put it like that. Ew, Woody, I really did not need to hear about the menage a trois. Oh, no, so I did pretty good, didn't I? I've listened to Vinny talk. I've never been to Arkansas, but I've listened to Vinny talk. Oh, I just wish I could do the Scottish accent that easy, or like the English accent, because I totally suck at those. But I really wish I could do them. Those would be fun to really mess with people. Oh, Spady, you're such a good little goat. Okay. Seeing as how there's no little goat over here, I'm just going to use unicorn, because I like unicorns. Although it's a little Pegasus unicorn, it's got wings and everything, because it's a flighty little feller, don't you know? Okay, I'm going to go check out my pocket. I don't know that I necessarily stuck a whole hell of a lot in there, but oh, I did. I put something in there that I wanted to get to today. Because I was thinking, this week, my excuse for the week for whenever I'm out of sorts, or just plain cantankerous, or cranky, or just not my normal jovial festive me that I normally do. That's normal, isn't it? For me. In any case, Mercury retrograde. Run for the hills. Everybody's going, but Mercury's in retrograde, man. And it's like, oh my God, Mercury's in retrograde. Don't start any new relationships or nothing. Oh, thanks, sock. I've done good, huh? I gotta talk like a normal human being now, because I'm gonna do something educated. It's from astrologyanswers.com. So now I will know just exactly what Mercury retrograde means. So I don't freak out, and I'll still use it as an excuse. So, apparently this week, life enters the slow lane, as we will have 3 planets in retrograde. Three of them! Mercury retrograde in Taurus began on April the 9th and will be in effect until April the 20th. Oh my God! At that point, Mercury retrograde will still be in play, but it will move into Aries. It's not going to feel bullish anymore. It's going to feel rather rammy. Until then, however, with Mercury retrograde in Taurus, Venus retrograde until April the 15th, and Jupiter retrograde until June. Egad! Jupiter's a really big planet, and until June, wow, we're really in trouble now. Yeah, the call from the universe is to slow right down. Obviously, this is different from the call of the wild. It is the call of the universe. With Mercury retrograde in Taurus, inaction in your life speaks louder than words. In other words, when you don't know what to do during Mercury retrograde, sit still. Oh, obviously Mercury retrograde doesn't know me very well. Have you ever heard the word mercurial? I said it too, and I said it right, and I know how to use it in a sentence properly too. Some may say, oh, that person is so mercurial. See, I said it right, and in a sentence. This word has 2 meanings, a light side and a shadow side. On the shadow side, mercurial means someone is a little tricky, possibly even a little duplicitous. If you have ever watched the show Survivor, many players on the CBS show are mercurial. They are always trying to outwit, outplay, and outlast their opponents. I don't watch that shit. What? Okay. What is this? Okay, now, okay, I gotta get into that there southern drawl kind of thing. Ears me papa. No, I didn't do it right. Okay, I was being all cereal here. You know, Cheerios, toasted wheat, honey nut, honey nut Cheerios even. Okay, ears me papa. Ears me papa. Is that? Nah, I can't do it, Sock. I can't do it. Iris, don't forget the arr. No, that's when you go arr, iris me papa. Arr. You're crazy. You're crazier than I am. That's saying something. Okay, so where was I at? Okay, now I know where I am. Kinda. That's not always a bad thing. Oh, wait, yeah. Being mercurial is not always a bad thing. If you want to win the game, which, I have more fun playing, until someone gets, all pissy ass because they're losing, and then it's like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to play a game because it's a game. Games are supposed to be fun, and I'm not playing a game if you are a piss poor loser. I'll just say, fine, okay, your game. Pick up your cards and go home. It's kind of how I roll. Oh well. Many of the most famous players of Survivor tried to win by being both tricky and honest. Ooh. It can be done. Really? I've never watched, so I don't know. That's the light side of being mercurial. During a Mercury retrograde period, you need to be a little mercurial. Okay, I was a lot yesterday. So, what that means is think more than you speak. Oh, yeah, I really should have done that yesterday. This is especially true with Mercury retrograde in Taurus, which is going to be a very slow motion retrograde. Even slower than Mercury retrogrades in other signs. Thanks. If you remember nothing else during a Mercury retrograde in Taurus, remember one thing. If you don't know what to do, sit still. It can't be said enough. Do what? I sounded like a Spanish goat? I know, it was weird. Ha! I always have my shield to fall back. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, Sock, I got so damn many accents running around in my head that, there's lots of times I just get them all confused. It happens, don't you know? I think I've read enough of Mercury retrograde that I know that, yeah, I'll just go ahead and share it because this is not nearly as fun as I thought it would be. Damn it. Troll bingo. Troll bingo? Oh. I have someone trolling me over on Fakeybook right now. That's what I'm calling it, at least. Or stalking me or whatever. It's kind of weird. I haven't really decided how I wish to handle it, but I hope I don't have to break out the big old block. I might. But... Oh, Gary L. made a comment on a post I did over in... Did you know that if you're tired of getting junk mail, go ahead and open it. If there is a return envelope with a no postage necessary if mailed in the U.S., it's game on. Cram as much crap into the envelope as it can hold. That should way outweigh. The company sending the junk mail then has to pay the difference in postage because of the weight. And this one just happens to have an entire daily newspaper in it. And there's a picture attached to this. Sometimes it's the little things in life that make you smile. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I've thought about that. I get so little junk mail anymore, though. But Gary L. has a wonderful little bit of advice for this. He says attach the envelope to a nicely wrapped brick and send it. That should be fun. That would be fun. Excellent idea, Gary. I don't know that I'll really go out of my way to do that because it's like, oh, really? I've got all kinds of other stuff to tend to. Let's see. So, did I share that Mercury retrograde? Oh, a new form of protest is going on. It's called no yelling, no screaming, no fighting. A more efficient form of protesting where you just stand there with your eyes closed and don't do nothing. I think my form of protest is ignoring their sorry asses and going about my business and not harming anyone. Okay. Well, oopie, it wasn't really productive, so I think I'll go to my second favorite F word in the whole wide world. At least for now. Okay, second favorite 4-letter F word. Fark. Fark. Okay. As if Flying United hasn't gotten enough press out of this. Okay, the FARC headline, and you know I'm going to go there just because. After beating up and removing a doctor from a flight, United decides to let his luggage fly comfortably to Kentucky without him. Why? Because, well, flying the friendly skies, don't you know? Yeah. Apparently, when United kicked... Okay, United Airlines did not do this. They called for security. I believe it was airport security, or was it just the popo that showed up? It wasn't necessarily United that did this. They did call for action, but I don't think they actually, other than being douchebags and overbooking a flight, because that is kind of douchebaggery. Just saying. But when United kicked a bloody Dr. David Dow and his wife off their flight Sunday evening, they also added insult to injury. The airlines didn't even have the courtesy to give them their luggage after he was dragged off the flight by Chicago Aviation Security police officers and transported to Advocate Lutheran General Hospital. This is from their powerhouse attorney, Thomas A. Demetrio. Demetrio, what an absolutely wonderful name for a lawyer. He's a Dr. Demetrio. Ooh, it would be good for a doctor too, wouldn't it? Instead, the airline flew their luggage to Louisville, Kentucky. And instead of delivering it to their home, they sent it to their medical practice office. They were not happy. They had nothing. None of their stuff, which doesn't surprise me. Still missing 2 front teeth and suffering from a concussion, Dow has now been released from the hospital, which I also read something else earlier today. There are multiple multiple David Dows, and there are probably actually several Dr. David Dows in the world. And apparently, the one that had the sexual convictions or whatever the hell against him was not this one. This one does not have any criminal background. So, wow. It's amazing how those CYA moments get really, really ugly, especially when you have large corporations and mainstream media joining forces to CYA and cause distraction so you don't see what Trumpelstiltskin and all those lovely little people in Douchebag Central are up to. And all of their little peons all over the world. Although Demetrio would not say where the Dows were residing, Sneed is told, that's another fun name, wow, is told that the couple has not returned to Kentucky and are staying within reach of their family members who live in the state. Wow, very vague, aren't they? Apparently his wife is not being treated for trauma due to the incident. Well, okay. She is fine and is now taking care of her husband, who is undergoing medical evaluations and spending time on consultations for future medical care. He has memory of being dragged off the plane, but has no memory of rushing back on the plane. Which is probably because of the head injury. Because people have a tendency to do some really weird shit when they get head injuries. He's still missing 2 of his teeth, which were knocked out by his forcible removal, although I hear that one of them may be inventoried by the Chicago Police Department. Well, that's a lovely thing to... Wow. May be difficult for him to eat, but it's his nose and sinuses that are his biggest problem. This was assault and battery, taking rudeness to the extreme for a paying passenger. Okay, now, this is an... You know, this one is just like icing on the cake for all of those incidences out there where those that are wearing those shiny little badges and the firearms and handcuffs and all kinds of other fun stuff, you know, they have the power. Those individuals that are out there abusing that power. It's not bad enough we got politicians out there being abusive with their power. It's not bad enough that we have, you know, people in the mainstream media who are supposed to be sharing truth, facts. You know, they're obfuscating things, but then you have these douchebags that are basically the mafioso type. You know, they're the leg breakers of the douchebags that are in political power. And it's not just DC. You know, anywhere where you have someone that aspires to decide how you should do things, what they deem best, why there ought to be a law. You know, any of those people out there that are actually in a position where they can write those laws that control your actions, not their own, but your actions. And then their little strong armors that they send out and tell, you need to enforce this. You know, I'm getting really tired of all of this crap. I really am. You know, and all of those police officers that are out there that are saying that they are peace officers, please step up to the plate. Please start calling this shit out. Please, when you are around someone that is being abusive to someone that is handcuffed, knock their ass down. Put them in cuffs. You see someone that... a friend of mine down in Wichita was telling me that apparently there was an officer down there that was so afraid for their safety that they not only emptied one clip into a neighborhood dog, they reloaded with a second clip and emptied that into the dog as well. Now, if you are really honestly and truly wanting to purport yourself as one of the good guys, one of those people that is upholding the law, which is the real law, natural law, law that applies to all equally, if you are really one of those people, you will step up and put a stop to this shit when you see it happening. I'm getting so freaking tired of this crap. I really am. See, I'm buzzing because I'm so damn sick of this shit. It's like, God, dandruff, some of it itches. Y'all want us to respect you. If you want to be respected, behave in a way that is deserving of respect. Thanks for that meme, Grimmy. That's pretty appropriate. Okay. I'm going to go back to FARC and see if I can't find something just a little bit. Oh, here we go. Seeing as how it's the Easter weekend, let's find out just exactly what this is. This is in FARC's satire category. Apparently Jesus had a terrible public defender. Well, yeah, that's a given. That's a given. It is from AboveTheLaw.com. Oh, I'm going to piss some people off here. I'm just sure of it. Jesus had a terrible public defender. Ineffective assistance of biblical proportions. Well, that's pretty true, right? I mean, you couldn't have said it any better than that. Sir Thomas More, the patron saint of lawyers, lived from 1478 to 1535. This is an inconvenient fact for Jesus, who found himself in need of a competent lawyer. What's that, Grimmy? Doctors think sperm deliver cancer meds. What? I don't want no god. Okay, F-bombs coming. I don't want no fucking cancer meds coming to me from a sperm donor. Okay. Number one, you got to have a sperm donor to start with, but still. No, I don't want any of that crap. I medicate myself with what I have. And I eat properly. You know, Mother Nature's medicine cabinet is wonderful. If you eat properly, you really don't need a whole hell of a lot of that other garbage that's out there. In any case, back to this article, because this looks really interesting. Okay, so okay, Jesus needed a competent lawyer when he was railroaded in a capital case 1,500 years earlier. Yeah, Jesus did. Overlooked in the well-known tale of Good Friday is the public defender assigned to Jesus' matter. What sort of TTT law school did this... Yeah, that is TTT, okay. Did this attorney crawl out of to botch this case? Cisalpine Gaul State, okay. The University of Illyricum Law Center. Wow, guys, I sprained my tongue on that. Ave Maria wasn't around yet. No, it wasn't. And I mean, this guy went to a public nuisance charge for turning over some money changer tables and ended up on death row. Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. Look at how many people for smoking an herb are behind bars right now. So, and by the way, those money changers, they were bankers. They write the rules, don't you know? So take a good look at each stage of this prosecution and note every major cock-up this attorney makes. We begin with the Sanhedrin trials before the priests, the grand jury stage of the process, if you will. Biblical sources explain that the elders had to find Jesus at fault before they could elevate the case to the Roman authorities. And if you think the modern grand jury process is unduly skewed toward the prosecution, trust me when I tell you that the Sanhedrin was much tougher. No one can indict a ham sandwich faster than a Pharisee. That's true. True. That said, the Sanhedrin started out well for our public defender. From the New International Version of the Gospel of Mark, the chief priests and the whole Sanhedrin were looking for evidence against Jesus so that they could put him to death. But they did not find any. Many testified falsely against him, but their statements did not agree. Imagine that. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Basically, the only thing that changes is advancements in technology. That's what I get from that statement. One witness tried to peg Jesus for public drunkenness over some incident in Cana, but another said that they were pretty sure they only had water at that party. Aha! I remember that wedding. In any event, false testimony and conflicting stories may be able to get a cop off a murder rap, but that's not enough to stick a teacher with a death penalty. All our attorney needed to do was ride this one out. But of course, they tried to get Jesus to testify. From Matthew it says, the high priest arose and said to him, "Do you answer nothing? What is it these men testify against you?" But Jesus kept silent because he was pleading the fifth, before the fifth. Because that party in Cana, where it was just water, honest. So alrighty, so far so good, adhering to the prep nicely. Again, the high priest asks him, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?" Well, they said that Mary, being a virgin and getting preggers, even though she was a virgin, was a blessed one. So technically, he is the Son of the Blessed One. And his reply was, "I am." Should have kept your mouth shut, hon. Oh, come on. What were we just saying about the Fifth Amendment, Jesus? Yeah, see, that's just what I was thinking, actually. Just because of that, this whole thing got elevated to Pontius Pilate, the prefect of Judea. It's in a blatant case of forum shopping. And that's not good for the client because the Romans are as fast and loose with the death penalty as Texas. So Pilate came out to them and asked, "What charges are you bringing against this man?" "If he were not a criminal," they replied, "we would not have handed him over to you." Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Pilate said, "Take him yourselves and judge him by your own law." And they replied, But, sir, we have no right to execute anyone. Always look on the bright side of life. Oh, that's a different movie. Excuse me. And yet, where's the jurisdictional objection? Blasphemy isn't a Roman crime. There must be some way to get this into another court. On hearing this, Pilate asked if the man was a Galilean. When he learned that Jesus was under Herod's jurisdiction, he sent him to Herod, who was also in Jerusalem at the time. Just so happened. You let Jesus get transferred to the guy who beheaded John the Baptist? Good move, dummy. Although nowadays we say, smooth move, X-Lax. I get that public defenders are overworked with all the Passover hijinks the teenagers get into. But these are rookie mistakes. But Herod, also unwilling to order an execution, kicks the case back to Pilate. Nuh-uh, ain't touching it. Don't want old Jehovah kabooming me, don't you know? I've seen the smitings he can do. Frankly, it's amazing the lucky breaks this guy is getting after every error. I have found no fault in this man concerning those things of which you accuse him. No, neither did Herod, for I sent you back to him. And indeed, nothing deserving of death has been done by him. I will therefore chastise him and release him. In other words, he put him in a headlock, scobbed his knob a little bit. That's rubbing your knuckles on top of his head. Don't be getting all pervy. That's called scobbing your knob, you pervs. And I'll say, now don't do it again or I'll have to Yeah, we'll give you a snuggie soon as they invent underwear. Now, here's where things get really off the rails. Now at the feast, the governor was accustomed to releasing the multitude one prisoner whom they wished. And at that time, they had a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they had gathered together, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release to you, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called Christ?" "No, no, 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 this is a false choice." Pilate just said Jesus didn't do anything wrong, so he shouldn't be a prisoner at all. Duh! He's not even rightly in this discussion. Courts don't acquit someone and say, "You are paroled." Because if you're acquitted, paroling someone is like didn't even get to that phase. Jesus should be free to go, regardless of what happens to Barabbas. File a habeas petition because Pilate is flat wrong about who he actually has in custody here. But no, obviously this guy didn't know what the hell a habeas was either. But Barabbas got freed anyway. In this backward purge world, where one day a year a criminal gets freed for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And while this should be a zero-sum game, Pilate's willingness to let the guy go is grounds for mandamus. Barabbas is classically described as a murderer, but contextually, he killed people in an uprising against the Romans. So naturally, the Romans classified him as a murderer, whereas others called him a freedom fighter. And so I guess it really is all about perspective, don't you know? So why is Pilate letting an enemy of Rome go free based on the demand of the people who regularly revolt against the Romans? That's not the jury he should be polling. Thus Jesus was crucified. The lawyer couldn't even get it together to file the appeal. Something about a grail full of DNA evidence, but in his defense, Jesus told him they'd talk it over on Monday. So you know, in the end, Jesus probably should have represented himself. Now, editor's note to this is an actual conversation that took place at the ATL office when the story was pitched. Which, wow, that really is kind of funny. And I found it extremely amusing because, you know, I'll bet you the good Lord actually even chuckled over that one. Yes, JJ's, it is the religious hour. I'll say amen, hallelujah, thank you, baby Jesus. Now, moving along. He did have a terrible public defender, though. I gotta agree with that. So, what is that? California vaccination rate hits 20-year high. I had a discussion about forced vaccinations the other day with my uncle, who is now doing very well. And he and I were discussing, you know, all of these women that are, saying that it's their body, it's their choice, which, okay. You wish to use that argument, then don't give me this argument of you must have a vaccination. You cannot have it both ways. If you wish to say that it's my body, my choice when it comes to your reproductive organs, then do not tell others that it's not their body, it's not their choice when it comes to their whole health. Don't you know? So, yeah, my body, my choice, my ass. All the frickin' hypocritical people out there. You know what, Grimmy? I'm going to have to go to that stupid link you shared there. I just am. Just because I got to see this shit of how in the hell they propose So are the guys going to be... I'm trying to figure out how this goes before I actually read the article. I have a very fertile imagination, don't you know? This is from thelibertarianrepublic.com. Doctors think sperm could deliver cancer meds to female patients. Now, is I'm not gonna... Okay. Are there multiple methods of dispersal or distribution or... Let's read the article, shall we? Medical researchers at Germany's Institute for Integrative Nanosciences say sperm could be the perfect way to target cancer cells in women. This is like one of those things that you read, in high school where nobody else is around and you go, God, this is hilarious. I hope the teacher doesn't come and see what I'm reading. Okay, so the doctors could cover individual sperm cells with an iron-coated helmet. What? An iron-coated huh? And steer them into cancer cells with a magnet outside the body. So, they would look like a bunch of little Nazi stormtroopers then. I'm trying to picture this. The helmet would break off when the sperm reaches the tumor to deliver medication. I'm thinking every single one of those little spermy guys, as soon as they reach a tumor, they're going to go, what the fuck? This is not an ovum. What the son of a... Yeah, you're not going to make the spermies happy doing this shit. Just saying. Sperm cells can only be used to deliver medication to tumors in female reproductive tract. So there is only one location. I was wondering if maybe you were going to say, and it comes in a pleasant tasting liquid formula as well. You never know. The single sperm cell, only one. The single see what it got me all befuddled. Let's try this again, shall we? The single sperm cell serves as an active drug carrier and as driving force, taking advantage of its swimming capabilities. While a laser-printed microstructure coated with a nanometric layer of iron is used to guide and release the sperm in the desired area by an external magnet and structurally imposed mechanical actuation. Well, that sounds like no fun whatsoever. I mean, you're not actually... Where's the fun in that? Jeez, micro-printed microstructure? How many girls are out there going, oh, baby, I'm looking for a micro-printed microstructure right now. That hits me right where I need it. Ain't gonna happen, gents. Ain't gonna happen. Researchers have always had trouble delivering chemical treatments to cancerous tumors in women. Probably because we're women. Since the human body can reacted... Oh, wait, y'all need to edit this shit. Since the human body reacted badly to foreign substances carrying medication. So, you're going to let it piggyback on a little spermy dude. Diddy-up-do. See, you need to make it look like a saddle. Then it would really make sense to save a horse, ride a cowboy. Sperm cells, however, don't provoke the same negative responses as artificial cancer treatments. Well, duh. This technique still has issues, so you think? Wow, I've pointed out several already, and I'm just this crazy lady on the radio. Including preventing accidental pregnancies. Ooh, oh, yeah, that's one of those, guys never admit they're wrong. What do you mean pull over and ask directions? That's the tumor, isn't it? Oh, look, I really wanted to go to that. It's an egg. I got to the egg. Oh, shit, this damn helmet. That's moving along. The major issue is the helmet. The major issue is what would be done with the tiny iron helmets. We don't want rust forming in there. Thousands of which would be left behind inside the woman. She would be the woman of steel. She would have a child of steel. This would not be cool. So far, the researchers have only demonstrated this idea using bull sperm. Well, bull sperm on you in a lab. But would use human sperm on a human patient. I'm thinking, no. No. Wow. These guys really, really, really need to get a life. I really would like to know how much money they got for that study. Because obviously they spent most of that money on some really good drugs. Really good drugs. And I'm not talking about spermicides, or I'm talking the hallucinogenic shit. Hi, Bo Diddy. I see you over here on this effing site. Oh, my Lord. That is just... wow. Oh, it's good for throat cancer, too? Wow. Who'da thunk? Thanks, Grim. Oh, it has to be applied directly. Okay. Yes, Grimmy, you could be a doctor. Have you seen the guy on YouTube that had the portable mammography device? It was basically a box with holes cut in it, and you were supposed to put the girls in there. And, well, I'll just leave the rest of it up to your imagination, but he had a really good time checking for lumps, don't you know? I gotta give him an eye for inventiveness, if nothing else. Wow. There's some crazy ass people in this world. And you know what's even crazier is I actually can understand some of this shit. Whee! Okay. Back to FARC. Let's see. I have no idea what you're talking about. So here's a red panda trying to pick a fight with a rock. Oh, okay. That's a video. And that really is very cute. It is a cute little thing. Oh, and Bloomberg apparently says that Russia investigated itself and says that the Syrian gas attack was staged, which... oh, there's an awful lot of things that have been staged, don't you know, for your enjoyment, because this is reality TV. But it's from Bloomberg. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said the chemical weapons attack in Syria that provoked U.S. missile strikes on the Middle Eastern country may have been orchestrated. See, they always put those lovely little, let me have a little get out of free jail card words in there. May, might, almost, could, possibly. Those words. There's growing evidence that this was staged. Yes, it was quite the production, and I'm sure it's going to be up for a Tony or a Grammy, or no, it won't be up for a Grammy because I won't give them shit. But it might get an Emmy or an Oscar. Let's see. Lavrov said that the Moscow News Conference with his Iranian and Syrian counterparts on Friday said that it possibly was staged. Publications including in the US and the UK have highlighted many inconsistencies in the version of events in Syria's Idlib province that was used to justify the American airstrikes. How there's always inconsistencies, but you know, those are just, that's fake news. Move along, nothing to see here. Fake news. Russia, Iran, and Syria want an independent investigation of this. You know what? This is basically the same thing I covered on Wednesday, so I think I'm just going to move along. Because, yeah, face it, peeps. This is an off. It is so off-Broadway, they had to stage it in the Middle East. That's how freaking off-Broadway this was. What's that, P. Bunyan? Huh? Okay. I gotta see this. What are you talking about here? Oh, people love me because I have transcended my ego. I transcend egos better than anyone else. You'll never meet anyone who has transcended their ego better than me. Trumpelstiltskin, you look almost as good in orange as Chitlery. Almost. Which, you know, they both look pretty brackish in orange, if you ask me. Okay, seeing as how I've already covered that one on Wednesday, I don't want to go there again because it's just, it's bullshit. It's a false flag. Don't go there. Let's see. Does FARC have anything else that would be worth a shit? It does not look it. Oh, anti-vaxxers making measles great again. Oh, really? Serious? You idiots out there that seem to think that you need to get a vaccine because I got a vaccine and you need to get a vaccine. And if you don't get a vaccine, then I just might catch what you're not vaccinated for. Really? What the hell were you vaccinated for? Why did you get the vaccination if you're afraid that someone who is unvaccinated is going to give you whatever you were vaccinated for? Does not make sense, but then again, people aren't supposed to be actually using their noodle for anything other than holding their hat up off of their shoulders. Oy. It is a Freaker Friday. There are some freakishly dope people out there. Okay, I haven't been to Weasel Zippers for a while. I'm getting frustrated. Come on, peeps. What? Okay, right up top. The headline is Maine Democrats laughing about rising suicide rates among white males. What? This is via the Daily Caller. Former Maine senatorial candidate Richard Faulkman was filmed joking about rising suicide rates amongst white males at a recent event hosted by the Maine Democratic Party. The video shows him tell the crowd that at the Values and Visions Committee meeting about the Democratic Party needs more young people and more women. Today, I know I saw a inaudible that said a lot of men, white men, are committing suicide. And I almost thought, yeah, great. Well, you know what, sweetheart? If you think that's such a splendiferous idea, why don't you just jump in line with them? What the hell kind of people say that shit? Seriously. Oh, then I thought about it a little more, he added as the crowd laughed. And I thought maybe I shouldn't say that out in public. Too late. Which one was it? Was it Jim Baker or Jerry Falwell that said, I have sinned against you and my God. And don't you know that if you thought a sinful thought, you have already sinned in the eyes of God. It was one of them guys. One of them, they're Bible thumpers. According to the CDC, suicide rates across all demographics rose 24% from 1999 to 2014. That is truly sad. Furthermore, non-Hispanic white males saw the second greatest increase in suicide rates across that time period. Second greatest. So what was the greatest one? Apparently, he unsuccessfully challenged the Maine Senate Majority Leader Garrett Mason in the 2016 election. Darn, and he was defeated by more than 34% of the vote. Now, I want to know, they're sitting here saying that non-Hispanic white males saw the second greatest increase. Who got the greatest increase? This is like that stupid thing the other day. Don't you know? What was it? 43% of all burglaries occur to vehicles/abodes that are unlocked, which lets you know that 57% of them happened to ones that were locked. Duh, use a little bit of logic there. So, you're saying that non-Hispanic white males were the second greatest. Who was the greatest? I want to know. Come on, spit it out. I'm a white male. I'm an old man, and I'm appalled by what's happening to a lot of people my age and their either lack of morality or whatever it is, he continued on. There's no big protest going on about the Trump administration. Oh, sweetheart, maybe that's because people are realizing that when you get into large groups, you all of a sudden become collateral damage. It's not wise to do that. It's anathema to me. What? I hear a lot of people out there espousing things about being good Christians, being patriots, and whatnot. We just read different history books, different Bible, everything. Okay, there's a lot of people out there that are espousing that they are good Christians, and yet they are backstabbing, conniving snots. They're people that talk about you behind your back. They are people that would not help you if they saw you in need on the street. All of those wonderful Christians that espouse Christian values and yet do not practice them, because there is a big difference between espousing and practicing. Awful lot of patriots out there that, yeah. They do things, they say they're patriotic to the country, and yet what they do, because they're just following orders. Not impressed by that shit either. I don't really know what to say, he said. I thought the point of the joke is that it won't be long, and that this won't be the majority white nation, and I think that's a good thing. Okay, you know what? Whatever. It's not really a majority white nation anymore anyway, doofus. I think it's about time that Americans come to terms with we are a melting pot. I think there's an awful lot of us that do. And we've been calling ourselves a melting pot forever and ever and ever. You think? There's an awful lot of us that do believe that it's a melting pot. We just have an issue with people that keep coming over here and saying, we come to America because we want to come to the melting pot, but we want you to do as we did in the homeland that we fled because we were so terrified and didn't want to live there anymore. But we want to recreate the homeland here, and you must let us, and if you don't, you're a something or other phobic. Really? Really? Whatever happened to the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do? That's not necessarily a good thing, depending on what the Romans are doing. I've heard about them, they're Romans. But, oh well. He didn't get elected, and I did not find out what gender specific or rate or classification or whatever was the greatest increase in suicide rates. Because I want to know who that is. That's sad. It's sad that suicide rates are increasing, that people are thinking that no longer occupying this meat suit is preferable. That is sad. What is that, Grimmy? Non-apple fruits? What? I know. Isn't that just weird? Circles? Non-apple fruits. Oh, good one, Grimmy. I like that meme. Okay, let's see. I don't know, Circles. I don't know if that would mean that the Hispanics. Whitey phobic. Well, I could believe that, Grim. I don't have to worry about it because I'm Neapolitan. I'm multicolored. Oh, I am bored with that. I'm going to find the pig. I got to see what Hambo and Porcus have been up to. See if Hambo's lovely bride has been putting any fun stuff on here as well. Let's see. Hambo says there's entirely too many cupcakes and basement boys and precious little snowflakes invading your safe space. Woo! I do not want a pig Gazette safe space because y'all aren't safe. Word of the day is homing pigeon. This is an individual who finally stops pretending to be a conservative and flies back to his, her, or its neo-Marxist college radical roots. There's a lot of them out there. Quotable quotes. Those who seek absolute power, even though they seek it to do what they regard as good, are simply demanding the right to enforce their vision of heaven on earth. Barry Goldwater. Damn, talk about synchronicity. I just said that. Not quite so well, but I did say that earlier in the show. Today's question, what defines great sex? Oh, let me think about this. Holy crap, when even your neighbors light one up afterwards. Damn. Damn. That's some mighty fine potty-poing going on there. Dude, when you get the neighbors over there going, whew, is it hot in here or is it me? Must have really, really thin walls. Good thing never mind. This date in history, April the 14th, 1828, Noah Webster publishes first edition of his dictionary. Rest of his career is as simple as ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3. So simple as do, re, mi, ABC. Okay, move along. That's the Jackson 5, don't you know? I know, I'm old. This date in history, April the 14th, 1841, Edgar Allan Poe popularizes a new literary genre, the detective story, when he publishes the first locked room mystery, Murders in the Rue Morgue. Had to read that in high school. Loved that book. That's actually, well, no, I actually used to read Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys when I was way younger, but I've always liked murder mysteries, so cool. The whodunits, those are always fun. I like to be able to figure it out before the author tells you. And finally, this date in history, April the 14th, 1912, on its maiden voyage, the pride of the White Star Line fleet, the Titanic, plays chicken with an iceberg and loses. Mother Nature has unsinkable for breakfast. I'm not going to break into Celine Dion's song. I will not inflict that upon you. It's bad enough I do the Jackson 5 or something else. But, wow, I'm not going to try and do Celine Dion on you. So, if you guys want to hear any more from the pig, come on over to pigazette.com. Say hey to Hambo and Porcus. Tell them Grammy sent you. They know me over there. They know Circles, too. They even have a link to Circles art on the front page. So, go on over and check it out. It's a lot of fun. It is not your mommy's news page. Not at all. Let's see. I'm going to close that one because I think that's just not worth as opposed to not worth. Let's see. Where do I want to go? How about wakeupworld.com? Haven't been there for a while either. I have all kinds of lovely little pages saved on my new moon in Aries. The intersection of past, present, and potential. Oh, we got to go here. Just because Bush 2, the lighter version, the dumber version. Well, I don't know if I could really say that. Broccoli can stimulate brain regeneration, new research suggests. And, well, seeing as how little Bush didn't like broccoli, see, making connections all the time. For decades, it was believed that brain regeneration was not possible. But an accumulating body of research now reveals that common foods such as broccoli contain compounds capable of stimulating the repair and renewal of neural tissue. Sweet! Now if I can just put some cheese and some butter, I would be in broccoli heaven. Ever since Santiago Ramon y Cajal, the father of neuroscience, declared nothing may be regenerated in the adult brain, the idea that you can now repair or regenerate damaged brain tissue was precluded by this central dogma. But compelling evidence for brain regeneration began to surface in the 1960s with a report by MIT scientist Joseph Altman that the hippocampus of adult rats and guinea pigs and the cortex of cats indeed underwent a process termed neurogenesis, i.e. the growth and development of nervous tissue. Sweet! In the decades that followed, more and more evidence began to amass showing that the brain is in a continually dynamic state of self-repair and self-regeneration, relying on neural stem cells to replace and repair damaged and aged tissue. In other words, Alzheimer's does not have to be an aging disease, but the increase in Alzheimer cases really is coincidentally going right along with the increase in cholesterol medications. Do you not understand that your brain is like a minimum 67% cholesterol? Stop taking that poison. Stop it. So, clearly, in an era of widespread neurodegenerative disease, which the conventional medical establishment claims are incurable, this discovery is encouraging. If the brain can regenerate, then the key is to find out how to prevent interference with the process and or ascertain methods to increase and support its innate self-healing capability. Also, stay away from fluoride. Fluoride's a neurotoxin. In a previous report entitled How Whole Turmeric Heals the Damaged Brain, we looked at research on the compound found in turmeric, or turmeric, however you wish, tomato, tomato, potato, potato, known as aromatic turmerone. This fat-soluble compound appears to be an ideal candidate for enhancing the brain's natural regenerative process. But this is just scratching the surface. At GreenMed Info, we have indexed over 45 natural substances with putative neurotogenic properties that can be viewed at, and they have a link right there. The newest addition to the list is sulforaphane, an incredibly powerful sulfur-containing biomolecular found in cruciferous vegetables. Okay, Grammy, you can't have none of this shit. GreenMed Info's database contains research on potential therapeutic value of about 200 different conditions. You can read about that, and they have a link there. And they have a new study published in the Journal of Genesis entitled Effects of Sulforaphane on Neural Stem Cell Proliferation and Differentiation. And it reveals that these may have significant properties against the underlying pathological disturbances found in common neurodegenerative diseases, such as increased oxidative stress, inflammation, perturbed calcium homeostasis, and neuronal death. The author of the study theorizes that the sulforaphane may mitigate these factors, along with stimulating neurostem cells, and an already robust body of literature exists indicating that these have the following benefits or beneficial pharmacological actions, which is, upregulation of nuclear factoid. Wow. I'm just going to let you read that because you know what? I'm getting close to the end of my time anyway. Fascinating. But broccoli. I saw a picture of broccoli, and if you actually look at broccoli, it kind of sort of looks like a brain. Just like walnuts are supposed to be very healthy for your brain as well, and they kind of sort of look like a brain, don't they? So, y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on reallibertymedia.com, channel 3. Also on the rlmradio.xyz site, the RLM TuneIn radio station, the RLM internet radio station, the RLM Spreaker channel, and later to be on RLM SoundCloud and the RLM YouTube channel. Be sure to stick around because later on this evening will be Grimner and Moose Girl with the Freakers Ball. Then tomorrow morning, my time morning, Central Time, C with Cosmos C. Tomorrow morning is the Dork Table with yours truly and Flash-a-Rooney Dork. Then at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, I believe is that 3 o'clock my time or? No, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock my time, will be Kira with The Bridge. Tomorrow evening, Bo Diddy with some bodacious tunage to take you through your Saturday evening. Then, are you going to be on Sunday, Grimmy, since it's Easter? You going to wear your Easter Bunny ears and all that fun shit? Bot, Easter Bunny. Sunday is Easter, so I don't know, but if they are, Grimmy will be starting stuff off at noon Eastern Time with the blues, which will lead you into Hal Anthony. So, it's appropriate that you sing the blues and you're primed and you're ready because Hal's going to open up a can of whoop ass on your ass behind the woodshed at 2. Is that 2 Eastern Time? Yeah, I think so. Then, if they're on, Gigi's Boo and Gary L will be on the road less traveled Sunday evening. If not, you'll have a Sunday free to do as you will because it's Easter. And, well, even if it wasn't Easter, you can do as you will because it's your day, not mine. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm not your boss, applesauce. So, let's see. I will be back again. Well, other than tomorrow, I'll be back again on Wednesday for our Wackadoodle Wednesday edition. Yeah, thank you, Circles. I'm so glad you stayed up. I truly do appreciate it. It's wonderful seeing you here. Yay, Grimmy will be playing the Easter Blues. Booyah! Booyah, booyah. That's so awesome. Okay, let's see. I still have just a couple minutes left. Do I want to find... I have a meme on my wall over on Fakeybook. Let me see if I can find it fast. I'm not really fast, but see if I can find it fast. Oh, there is a recipe that I shared that it's coconut oil, olive oil, zinc oxide, and then whatever essential oil you wish to use for fragrance. You can make your own sunscreen. Don't use that nasty ass stuff that you can buy over the counter. Seriously, got entirely too many chemicals. Chemicals like, or not necessarily chemicals, but synthetic chemicals. That's the shit your body can't deal with. Oh, and you know what? I made it almost all the way through the day without dropping an F-bomb. I did make it through my work day without telling anyone to go fuck themselves, but apparently F-bombs got dropped this evening. Also, one more thing that I shared that I need to share with you right now. Democrats supported Obama's airstrikes. Republicans supported Trump's airstrikes. And I'm here like, fuck your wars and fuck your presidents. I don't support any of it. So, thanks everybody for listening in this evening. I truly, truly, honestly do appreciate all of you playing along and listening in. I will see you later on. I'll hang out for a little while until I get sleepy time at the Freakers Ball.